You're listening to Slick Talk, the hospitality podcast, a podcast for those who are in and around the hospitality industry who love, live, and breathe what they do. You can join us for candid and unscripted conversations with hospitality experts and founders as we go deeper into their personal stories while they're sharing their triumphs and trials that got them to where they are today. I'm your host, Will Slickers, and you're listening to an episode of Slick Talk, the hospitality podcast. Now, let's begin. All right, we are doing another episode back to back, and I have my new, now good friend, Paul from Snapfix, who is going to join me. We're going to dive into his story. I've never actually met Paul until today, and we were introduced via a friend, Stephanie, who is on the podcast network, and we're excited because I know of Snapfix from Stephanie. I know of you from LinkedIn and what your company is doing, and I think I think I understand the concept, but I want to hear the story on like what got started, what made you create this company, this business, especially when it comes to operations. Operations is not sexy, and so it's hard to really build out something. So Paul, welcome to the show, and I'll let you take it from here.
Absolutely delighted to be here, Will, and thank you very much for bringing me on the podcast.
Of course.
My name is Paul McCarthy, everybody. I'm the CEO and founder of Snapfix, and Snapfix is a photo-based solution for hotel teams to manage everything that's going on in the hotel building. It started out about 4 or 5 years ago. My own background is in computer software development, and as part of the family business, I've always been managing commercial and residential properties, and I was getting very frustrated with the number of WhatsApps, the emails, post-it notes, people tapping me on the shoulder, sending me emails. The information was all over the place between tenants and contractors and myself, and I was looking for a solution as simple as WhatsApp, but for getting things done. So I identified the traffic light as the universal symbol of teamwork. So today, when anybody spots an issue in a hotel, for example, or in any type of building, they take a Snapfix photo. It's classified in red. When they progress it to be working on it, it's in yellow, and then when it's completed, it goes straight to green. So it's a real focus on simplicity. And why did I build it? I just built it out of a complete level of frustration with the existing systems, and I knew there was a better future.
Did you ever work in a hotel? Did you experience this yourself where you're like, I wish this was done easier?
I've never worked in a hotel, but I've worked in commercial and residential buildings. And the reason I chose hotels to try Snapfix is because they operate 24/7, they demand high quality, and they have a large audience of multilingual staff. So a photo speaks 1,000 words, photo speaks every language, and everybody can take a photo. And they've been a great proving ground for Snapfix in the early days. And now we have customers in hotels, but also in offices and residential and engineering companies and construction companies and everything. But we love the hotel sector.
Oh, awesome. So, wow, there's a lot to go in. So I love the simplicity: red, yellow, green. 1, 2, 3, done.
The power of three.
Power of three. Okay. So when it comes to, like, let's just say, for an example, when I was a hotel manager, the number one struggle that I had was I couldn't tell if a room was ready. So you guys aren't focusing on the readiness of a room, but you're more.
Yes, we are.
You are.
Oh,
okay.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
A room is occupied in red. A room is ready to be cleaned in yellow, and a room is ready for the guest in green. So we have we use the traffic light colors a different way for room availability. And integrated into the PMS so that everyone stays up to date. Everyone on the floor can see the room availability status, and everyone at reception and in the management office can see it as well.
Okay, so and this updates in real time for the operator.
Updates in real time.
Okay, so not to like call out a certain company called MSI, but when I was a hotel manager, we had to update and refresh, and we could never really tell the real time traffic of the room readiness. And that's the biggest frustration, especially when you're trying to service somebody, whether it's an early check-in or maybe housekeeping is behind. We do have those days, especially nowadays, that we're behind and we need to see what's available so we can get people in as soon as possible to meet that check-in time. So with that alone, you integrate with partners. What has been the response?
The response has been overwhelmingly positive, in particular with multilingual teams.
Okay.
So my greatest compliment has been from the housekeeping teams. Very often their first language isn't English, and they can speak any number of 10 to 15 different languages. They can now communicate super effectively and super efficiently with the maintenance and management teams for things that need to be done.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I absolutely love that. And we've had some very emotional responses on how it's really helping people to do their jobs better and to prove to the management team that they're really taking care of their hotel.
That's awesome. And so with this, you guys are 3.5 years old.
Yep.
So where do you want to take this when it comes to, like, we're at a conference all about technology? What is the Snapfix, I guess, evolution that you guys are going to build?
Our long-term dream is to become a verb. So
Okay.
we want everybody, every building, every piece of infrastructure, and every piece of equipment to use Snapfix. We offer.
So someone comes up to me and is like, "Hey, Will, we got an issue in room 1201." I'm like, "Snapfix it."
Absolutely.
Okay.
Snapfix that.
Snapfix that. You should come up with a sound like a snap. Just let
or snap it, fix it, done. You
Yeah.
know? So we're working on it. We love the power of 3. We've met some amazing people here today from customers, some partners who are all already working with the customers we want to work with.
Yeah.
And it's been amazing. The response has been amazing, mainly because they've all lived the frustration of buying systems which are typically forms based, complex, and rigid. And people just don't like, you don't like filling out forms for your taxes or your health insurance or anything like that. People love taking photos.
Yeah, that's very true. So I guess, wow, I'm like, this is so, why didn't I think of this, type of solution?
It's hard. Let me tell you, I joke with everybody. I had black hair when I started this a couple of years ago because simplicity is the hardest thing. And we've done a huge amount of research into what's absolutely essential, and we ruthlessly eliminate everything else. And that's tough. Fortunate to us, everybody else puts in many, many, many features. Nobody wants, hundreds of features. They just want take a photograph, get it done.
Especially when it comes to, I think we were just talking about on another episode, technology is great. We love it. Automate, do as much as you can to get things seamless. But in an environment like this, if you're an operator, you are going to be thinking like, there's so much tech. There's too much. It gets a little nerve-wracking. So when it comes to that, not alone on that there's so much tech, but so much of the technology companies, like, unfortunately, don't really train the properties to the best ability. They know their product inside and out. I don't know the product inside and out. I'm a user. I'm focused on my guests or my revenue or whatever that product, or not product, but role might entail. So for the simplicity aspect, I think we've even seen it in marketing. Companies are going backwards on their logos. They're not doing these crazy fancy logos. They're simplifying. They're making very straightforward. And that's a big tell on where the world itself is going. So for you guys not to have to train a team on this crazy amount of features, and it's just so simple. I love that. I think it's
we believe that simplicity is eating the world. Is going to be a key part of everybody's future. We take our inspiration from Instagram, from Snapchat, from TikTok. These are solutions that people are very, very familiar with, and we want to bring that into the business
for
world.
Sure. And so you're from Ireland.
I'm from Ireland.
Okay.
I lived in New York for 10 years, so I'm very familiar with the territory over here.
Awesome. I was going to say I'm Irish descent. I've never been to Ireland, so not yet. I'm like, I need to get to my home country.
You now have an official invitation from me today at HITEC.
Perfect.
You've got to come to Ireland.
We're going to have a Guinness?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
We may have more than one.
Okay, that's all right with me. I'm in for it. I love that. So like when you guys are going to go back, you're Ireland based.
Yep.
So what's the focus on market? I'm curious to hear what's the European market even like for situations like this compared to the US.
The European market is very, very similar, to be honest. Most of the business language is English, and they love simplified technology. We're based in Dublin, but we have a team in Miami, in Pennsylvania, and also in Connecticut. So plenty of people to talk to on this side.
Definitely. Well, that's so cool. Well, for anyone listening or watching this video right now, where can they go to learn more about you or more about Snapfix?
Just go straight to snapfix.com, watch a couple of the videos. We love solving pain points. We'd love you to get in touch to say, listen, this is one thing I'd love to sort out in my hotel or in my facility. And we offer a 2-week free trial, and the pricing is all online. It's super, super cost effective. We want to be disruptive in the market. So we'd love to hear from you.
Awesome. You heard it here first. All of our listeners and watchers, check out Snapfix, and don't forget to tune in to all of our other episodes on HITECH so you can hear all the other founders and incredible people that we're meeting here at the HITECH booth at 2007 with UTIP and hospitality.fm. And we'll talk to you guys again soon.
Fantastic. Thanks a million, Will.
Thank you. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to our show partners for making Slick Talk, the hospitality podcast, possible. We hope you enjoyed the show, and we would love to connect with you outside of the podcast. So you can follow us on all of our social media channels for daily hospitality content, or find us on slicktalkthepodcast.com. And don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm your host, Will Slickers, and we will see you guys all again next week.